Alright. Now this video is going to give you kind of an overview of some of the basic things you can do with Google. So to go to your Google Drive, I use Chrome, so this is my Chrome screen. And because I use Google Drive a lot, it shows up here in my most used list here. But if you don't have it in there and you're on Chrome, you can go into your Google Apps just by clicking this little waffle. If you are on another browser, you will have to type in, just in your search bar, just type in Google Drive and then follow the prompts to get to your actual drive. So from your waffle, you would select Drive. You don't want to just log into Docs or Sheets or whatever. You want to go to the whole drive, and there's a reason for that. So the reason is, if you just go into Docs, the only thing you can see are your documents themselves, or documents that have been shared with you. If you and you can't actually see any of your folders or any folders that have been shared with you. But since I've shared folders with you, you're going to need to go into your Google Drive. And to access the folders that I've shared with you, you're going to want to click on Shared with Me, and then the folder that I shared directly with you with your name on it will show up in your Shared with Me list. It's not going to show up in my Shared with Me list since I'm the creator. Since I'm the creator of it, I go into my drive and I have things organized by semester and by course. So then I just click in here and I have all of your folders organized by class within my larger English 101 folder. So how to use Google Drive? First of all, let's just go back to my drive. So when you look at my drive, like my actual screen here in my drive, you can see that I have like my most recently visited documents are right here, and sometimes Google gets to know your habits, and if there's something that you open pretty much at the same time every day or week, like every week, a certain day of the week, it likes to show you that up here and say you usually open this about this time. It's kind of freaky the first time I realized it was doing that, but it's kind of cool afterwards. So in any case, then after that I have my folders, which I actually have a ton more folders. I just have them inside some of these other folders. Like previous semesters has a bazillion folders inside of it. So then I have my folders, and then I just have a bunch of documents that are not in folders for some reason or another. I don't even know why. So to make a particular document go in a particular folder, you have to have that folder open. So now I have my Fall 2019 folder open, and I can either create something right in here, like you see I've done with some things that are used not just in English 101 but also 102, or that I have to refer to all the time. And then for you guys, if I wanted it specifically to be in English 101, I'm going to go into that folder, and as you can see I have other folders created so that by week I can add things in. The agendas and any other documents that need to be just for that week are added into there. And my stuff has just random stuff like planning and notes and things I might use and stuff like that. So if I wanted to just create something else in here, I could do that. Something that's going to be used for both English 101 classes, but not my 102 class or anything else that I'm doing. And really that's what the My Stuff folder is right now, but I don't want to open that at the moment. There's nothing scary in there, I just don't want to open it at the moment. So what I could do to create anything new in here is I go to the big new with the plus sign. It's the and then I can choose. I can create a new folder, like I have all of these folders. That's how I created those. I could upload a file from my computer. Say there was something that I did in Pages that I've exported to a PDF file and I want to add that file in here. I could just upload that file, or somebody sent me something that I want to share with you guys, then I can upload that file. Whatever. If I had a whole folder of stuff that I wanted to upload, I could. I've done that before with things that people have sent me. But if I just want to create a document, I can choose document. If for some reason I needed to create a spreadsheet, I could choose sheets. Slides, I use those a lot, obviously, because they're just easy to use. And then there's more. So more, you could use Google Forms, like the surveys that you were supposed to have completed. Google Drawings, you can choose that, and then you can use the drawing tools and create your own drawing in here. But I don't want a Google drawing in here. You could do stuff with maps. Google Sites would be kind of like a bare bones, basic sort of blogish, website-ish sort of thing. And it's actually pretty useful. You can add in video and pictures and all kinds of stuff into that. You can add in all your different documents and create your own little website sort of thing, or a portfolio of some sort. And then Jamboard is kind of fun. This might be fun for groups that are trying to do some maybe brainstorming together or work together on something. But with this, you have basically these whiteboards, basically. And then you have different tools that you can use. You can use the pen, and you can, let me see here. Yeah, you can change the color on the pen, so let's use green because that's fun. And you've got a brush. Let's try a brush for fun. So if you wanted to spend time painting on your Jamboard, you could, you know, I have no artistic skills, we've already discussed that, but you could just like do a little paint thing there. Doesn't really have a lot of color to it, but if you use the marker, then you could, you know, write on there. This is a lot easier when you have one of the tablets with a pen, which I have, but it's not compatible with my computer anymore since I've updated it. But anyway, you can do all kinds of stuff on here, but that's just like with the pen stuff. Then there's other stuff you can do. So you can erase all of that with the eraser, or you can clear the frame, which is the easy way to do it. You have a selector pointer thing, but this is where things get kind of fun, is that you can add sticky notes in. So you could add, you could say like topics on save, and then you have a topics sticky note, and then you could, where's the, I think, okay, and then you could add another sticky note underneath that with a list of, you know, different topics. Let's just say ice cream, so ice cream, so you have one topic is ice cream, and so you could list a bunch. And see, what you could do, it's kind of fun, is you can take this one and actually make it bigger, so that's your big one, and then underneath it you have all these little sticky notes where you can add, and they don't even have to be straight up and down. You could have them all over, so you could make like a poster board of sticky notes, and you run out of space on one board, you can just have a new one, and you still have your old one. And the neat thing about this is that if you share this with other people, then you could have a group of you working on the same Jamboard, at the same time, or at different times accessing it and adding things to it. So that could be kind of useful maybe for some peer review type stuff or brainstorming or things like that. And if you wanted to pretend that you were playing with a cat, you could use your laser pointer and play with the cat for a while, because that's a good procrastination technique. You can also add photos, add images. You can do a Google search for a cat. Let's do kittens. Let's do kittens. So you can search for kittens, and you can choose whatever little kittens you want. Here's some kittens. They want to play with the laser. So you can put the kittens in there, and then you can play with the laser with the kittens. Pretend. Kind of fun, huh? Okay. I'm a dork. Let's just get that out right now. I'm a dork. But in any case, you might find this tool, this Jamboard tool, useful. And just like with any of your Google documents, you can give it a title right up here. So you can, it's always going to be called Untitled at first, but you can just give it Kittens as your title if you want to. And there are your kittens. And to share it so that multiple people can work on it, there are a couple of ways to do that. You can either put it in a folder that's shared amongst you, which when we start getting toward peer review, I will suggest to you all as an idea. Or you can just come here to the share, and you can put in people's email addresses. So let me put in one of my other email addresses. Okay, so I could share it with myself through one of my other email addresses, and then I could access it through there. And then it's sent, and so it's shared with, it's going to ask me because I'm not in there, but that's okay. I'm going to say, yeah, share that with me. So now it's shared with me. So me and me, we both get to play with this, right? But you can share it with as many people as you want to. Actually, let me take that back. I'm not sure if you can share it with as many people as you want to. I think there's actually a limit, but it's something like 20 people or something like that, 15 or 20 people. So I don't think that will be a problem for you, at least not for this class. You could also share by link and post a link in an email shared with separate people, or in a document or something like that. But probably the easiest way for a group to share it is just with the invite people, type in your email addresses thing. And this here allows anyone who you invite to edit, so they can all just play on it together or work on it together. And then if you just want people to see it, to see what you've done, say you take this Jamboard because you're like, hey, that's a really cool way of trying to organize my thoughts for my paper, but you don't want other people to kind of mess with that. You just want them to be able to see it and then maybe talk about it. You can select Can View. And so then that person that you've chosen can view it. And so if you do like one at a time inviting people, you can choose if they can edit it or if they can view it. So, and then you can be done, and there you go. So I could then come in through, actually I can probably show you. So I can go to, this is the same Google, the same address that I shared it with for myself. So I can come into this drive, and I can go to, okay, so it's going to show it right here because it's something that's new. But if it hadn't been there, then I could go to shared with me, and it will be there. Okay, and then I can go on there as my other self, my non-work self. But, oh, sorry. I guess it's not going to let me do that without signing into my other Google again. So we're just not going to worry about that. But in any case, I could, sign myself into my other Google again, and I can So I just select my other Google and then I could access that Jamboard. But I don't really want to mess with that right now because this video is getting kind of long. So those are some of the basics of how to get files started. So then once you have files started and you want to do something with them, say you're in week 2 and you just open it up and you can just type right in here. So if I wanted to continue this for some reason, I can come down here. By the way, that's the link to the publisher if you're still needing your book. That's the best way to get it, is through the publisher. Then I can just, come in here and I can just randomly type some stuff and it automatically updates. I don't have to save anything. I don't have to worry about accidentally closing the file before I save it, because it just automatically saves everything as you go. And all drives or all changes saved in Drive, this will always be up here once you start working. And then you can click on that also and see the history of when things have been updated. That's only for things that you can edit. If you don't have editing privileges on a document like something I've shared with you, you won't be able to do that part. But but generally, if it's something you've created, you can go back and see when you made certain changes. Or if it's a shared document that you're working on together, you can see who made changes and when. And get rid of that so people aren't like, what is going on? Okay, so those are just some very basics of how you operate in Google. So again, whatever folder you want things to be in. So if you're trying to share your work with me, go into that folder that I shared with you with your name on it, and once you're inside that folder, you can create your new documents, or you can upload other files. And then that's all you have to do. It's there and I can access it. So I can go in and look in your folder and I can work with your documents. I can leave you comments. The only thing I ask you to do is to not change that feature, that sharing feature, to view only. I need to be able to edit it so that I can make comments on your project. Otherwise, I won't be able to make comments, and that won't be helpful to you. Alright, so here's your crash course. I hope that you find it useful, and you can always ask me questions during class or after class, or sometimes before class, about more things about how to use Google, but it's pretty easy, and I think once you start playing around you won't have any trouble with it.